4 young Egyptians were detained in Cairo on May 11th after a video of them making fun of the Egyptian government went viral on social media.
مدينة البيادة. ماذا سنفعل في عيد تحرير سيناء القادم؟
ما نفعله في كل الاحتفالات نضع البيادة فوق رؤوسنا.
In the satirical video, the group known as the Street Children mocked the devalued Egyptian pound and the government's decision to transfer 2 islands in the Red Sea to Saudi Arabia. The group's lawyer, Mahmoud Atman, says that the 4 have been accused of promoting ideas calling for terrorist acts by promoting a video on social networks and YouTube. They have also been accused of incitement to take part in demonstrations disturbing public order. Many view their detention as another tactic of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi's government's attempt to crack down on dissent, as police have been targeting activists who have protested against the president in April. Rights groups have accused the regime of being increasingly authoritarian and repressive since the former military chief was sworn into power in June of 2014 after winning 96% of the vote. President Sasha came into power following social and political unrest in Egypt after the dismissal of the country's first democratically elected President Mohamed Morsi, who was ousted in 2013 by military armed force. Morsi was Egypt's first president after President Hosni Mubarak's 30-year rule ended after mass protests during the Arab Spring in 2011. President el-Sisi vowed to correct the mistakes of the past when he was sworn in, but after nearly 2 years of rule, many Egyptians are now wondering what that truly means. In March of this year, Egypt's Supreme Judicial Council forced 32 of its judges who were against the removal of President Morsi into early retirement. Egyptian security forces have been intensely cracking down on protests after the transfer of the islands Sanafir and Tehran were given back to Saudi Arabia, which the government says originally belonged to Saudi Arabia. After one of the largest protests against Sasha last month, he responded in a televised speech stating, and I quote, "I see people pushing us, trying to compromise security and stability once more." Some have also questioned the government's handling of its security forces and the spike of police brutality in Egypt. There have also been a crackdown on journalists. Just this past Saturday, a court recommended the death penalty for 2 Al Jazeera reporters and 4 others for leaking state secrets to Qatar. The journalists have been charged with endangering national security and were sentenced in their absence. And earlier this month, the Interior Ministry accidentally published a memo with guidelines to restrict news media criticism. In one of the documents, a rule was proposed to stop all media coverage of Italian student Giulio Regeni, whose body was found in a Cairo street in February. Regeni had written critically of the government. President Sasha has said that human rights and freedom in Egypt should not be viewed with a Western perspective. Do you agree? Please leave your comments in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm your host, Gabrielle Harris, and this is The Break.